Hi guys, I'm Sad.Ar, a practicing architect in Nepal, and I'm here to answer your questions about architecture internships in Nepal. If you're studying architecture here in Nepal or in any universities in the world and you want to apply for an internship in any firms in Nepal, then this is the right video for you. For Nepali universities, the internships are 1 semester long. In this semester, the student doesn't have to go to their school. Rather, they come to an architecture firm and practice like a professional architect. Most of the universities ask for a minimum of 90 working days for a valid internship, but you'll have to check with your university about the latest requirement for your internship. For the internship semester, the university dedicates a supervisor to each student. This supervisor, they communicate with the firm and also visit the firm regularly to get an update about the student's performance. So in the end, the marking is done based on 2 different things. The first one is the student's presentation and report submission throughout the internship semester. And second one is the marking given by the firm where they did the internship. Finding anything in the modern times is just a Google search away. However, if you want to find the latest updated list of architecture firms practicing here in Nepal and know how many seats for internship do they offer in each semester, there's a list by Society of Nepalese Architects, SONA, that I'll leave in the description down below. There's also another list of the member firms in SCAEF, Society of Consulting Architectural and Engineering Firms in Nepal, that you could also refer to. Okay, now you have the list of the architecture firms, or you have found few of them through your personal connections or by searching in the internet. Now what? You narrow down your own interest first. You might be someone who is interested in designing a commercial complex. So what you can do is, from your original list, you can pick up all these firms who specialize in designing commercial complexes. And once you have your narrowed down list, you can go through all of their works. Most of the firms in Nepal, they have their active social media pages like in Instagram, Facebook. You can go through their work and see if you want to work in similar projects. While the answer to this question may vary from firm to firm, but what my experience is that every architecture firm look for these 3 things from the intern. The first one is seriousness. Since it's not academics, it's the real world. There are real people getting affected from every decisions that are made in architecture project. Firms will definitely require seriousness in work from everyone in the studio, including the intern. The second thing is reliability. An architecture firm always wants their interns to be reliable. They want their interns to pre-inform if they are going for a leave and be reliable enough for completing a task in a given time. The third and the most important one is learning attitude. An architecture firm can operate without an intern, but the intern cannot finish their internship without an architecture firm. So how much an intern can learn from the internship semester really depends upon how much willing they are to learn. And this has to be seen in a hunger for learning attitude in the office. The most common way of applying for an internship in any firms in Nepal is to apply through email. Write a good personalized email along with your CV and portfolio and send it to the firms that you want to apply to. I gave a presentation in Pulcher campus back in 2025 about how not to apply an internship. This was kind of a sarcastic presentation. I don't think it's going to be suitable for a YouTube video like this, but I'm going to list down all of the major points that I mentioned in that presentation. The first one is don't CC or BCC or same generic email to all of the architecture firms. Don't copy paste your own email that you have already sent to another firm, because the funny thing is that Gmail has this different text formatting for pasted text, and we can actually figure out that you have pasted something. Don't copy directly from chat box. Like the copy pasted email, we can figure out that you have pasted it from a chat box like ChatGPT. Next one is quite funny, but don't actually write the name of a different firm in your application to another firm. You might be surprised how many students do that every year. Don't make your portfolio a really large file. When you have a large file, it might not load instantly, and they might even skip your portfolio entirely if they can't open it in a certain time. And finally, don't send your application without any subject or without any body text in your mail. That just shows that you are not serious enough for your application. Honestly, all you can do is wait. Most architecture firms in Nepal, they have a small team. They don't have a dedicated person who can go through the internship applications every day. It's either a senior architect or the founder who does that. And they might go through the applications in every other day or maybe every other week. So wait for a few weeks for a reply. And if you don't get a reply, there's always an option to follow up on your previous email, but make sure to do that in the same email thread that you have originally sent your application in. That way it's easier for the firms to figure out which application is this email following up to. The sad reality is that most of the applications that are not selected might not even get replied to. Me, myself, I'm guilty of doing that, though I'm trying to change it this year. I'm trying to reply to all of the mails. But if your original mail is not getting a response in maybe like 3 weeks, or even your follow-up mail is not getting a response, maybe you can take it as a hint and start applying to other similar architecture firms. Firstly, congratulations. Architecture firms here in Nepal, they actually call for very few students for interview, because even they have to manage time for interview sessions and they don't want to go through a lot of students just to select few interns. All they want to know is your personality beyond your portfolio and your design persona. So what I suggest is that you should not stress about these interviews, but don't be over casual, and as a matter of fact, don't be over professional. They know that it's an intern that they are interviewing, and the interviewer is almost every time prepared for this gap in generation while interviewing an intern. The only suggestion that I have for your interview is that please dress well, be yourself, and maybe take a shower before you go. These were frequently asked questions about architecture internship here in Nepal. I'm sure most of your questions have already been answered. If there's something else that you'd want to know from me, please write me in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video.